We're going to be sowing some leek seeds now. Now I really like leeks in the autumn. Really lovely taste for the plate as well as for stock. Especially the dark green bits on the top. Do you ever eat them? If you don't eat them, stick them in your stock when you're boiling some up because it makes a really nice flavour. Now these seeds are really small, like a lot of seeds. And the trick with them is not to sow them too deep. Generally, like when you get a runner bean, say, you sow it as deep as the runner bean seed is. So if you've got a runner bean seed that's about that big, then you sow it that deep. But with these seeds, as you can see in a moment, they're very, very tiny. I don't know if you can see that in your camera there, but they're very hard to pick up and very tiny. So the best way to deal with these is sow them in a tray first. You can sow them outside, but if you're sowing them in a tray, you can look after them. They're not left on your allotment or in your garden. You can look after them here and nurture them and then put them out later on at another time when they're big and strong. So fill up a seed tray. Now these seed trays aren't expensive. 3 for £1 or something like that, but I must have had this one 15 years now. Over and over again you can use it. So don't worry about the expense of buying it first off, because you can always use it again and again. Now it's not filled up right to the top, and as you can see I'm not pushing it down, I'm sort of spreading it around, letting it all settle there in the tray. Now with leeks we have to sow them now, and then in a couple of months time when they're bigger we'll put them out into the ground, and then when the potatoes are finished I generally plant them straight after the potatoes to keep the ground going, so it's constantly being used. So what I do, I make 3 little lines in the compost with the corner of my hand. Don't need any more tools than this really, everybody's got one of these. So that's 3 little lines in there, and then if the wind doesn't blow too much we'll be successful. Now what I do, everybody's got in the hand just there a crack. Now if you judge it so that you can tap your hand, all the seeds will fall down that crack a little bit at a time, so that you're not getting too many seeds in. Because what you don't want is so many that they crowd each other out and they take light and nutrients away from each other. So the trick is to sow them thinly and evenly. Now if you use this crack in your hand there, it makes it so much easier. Now with a little sprinkle, don't need a lot because they're only, as I said earlier, they're only tiny seeds. So just a light sprinkle over the top. Now a little spray with some water, and in about a month's time these will all be up here. Be like blades of grass. So you can scoop these out and then put them onto the ground nice and easy. Now if you'd done them all over your tray, you'd be having problems getting them up in a handful because you'd be damaging the roots. But with them all being in lines, you can sort of cup your hands around them, pull them out, and that's it. So there must be about 70 or 80 leeks in that tray now, all ready for later on in the year.